Well, it actually finally happened. That's right. Everything that I've been talking about is now impacting the regular customer and consumer. I've been talking about this for the past few months on this channel. The insane crisis that we're dealing with in terms of RAM, CPUs, GPUs, and even memory impacting practically every single electronic component and every single device that you use on a daily basis. We've covered everything from Micron leaving the consumer market and moving directly into enterprise, from the entire big three RAM manufacturers going around and calling every other company like Apple and etc. DRAM beggars. And now we're seeing the entire thing collapse onto itself on the casual consumer in the gaming space. Look, I'm not one for I told you so's, because usually whenever I say I told you so, it's almost always the in fact worse outcome. But the thing is, this was a long time coming. We have seen so many people online truly defend corporations, actually thinking these companies were not going to raise prices on you because they had to sell consoles or they were a console manufacturer first. Look, sorry to burst your bubble. The thing is, these components cost way more money than whatever kind of fandom you want to produce onto these companies. And it's going to be impacting everyone, especially for the next generation of systems. Get ready for $1,000 consoles, folks, because it's going to get worse before it even gets close to getting better. And this is really the thing that burns me the most. We've been watching the entire industry, whether in gaming or in technology, fall by the wayside because of AI going around and gobbling up tons of RAM that literally cannot be produced. Thanks a lot, Sam Altman. Your entire company is basically a Ponzi scheme, and you literally ruined everything for everyone. Hell, I can even pinpoint the day where it all went. November 30th, 2022, Sam Altman tweeted, "Today we launched ChatGPT. Try talking with it here. chat.openai.com." In my opinion, that is the actual inflection point and date to where everything went to hell in a handbasket. After that time, we have been seeing everything skyrocket in price all over the space directly, seeing how RAM is increasing, CPUs are increasing in price now, GPUs are going up, even NVMe NAND storage is also increasing, while companies like Microsoft are literally sitting on warehouses and data centers full of components unable to be plugged in because they don't even have the infrastructure to power them on in the first place. And people thought I was crazy. People thought this wouldn't impact them, that it wouldn't trickle down to their entire space, that it was only going to affect the DIY PC gamers. No, the thing is, we were the canary in the coal mine. We were the ones telling you what was going to be happening. And it turns out now that it's impacting the console gamer, things are going to get worse before they ever will possibly, maybe even close to get better. And this tweet alone by PlayStation will prove that. PlayStation on Twitter says this: important price update for PS5 and PlayStation Portal. Every single time. Every time this always happens. Oh, hey everybody, just a quick heads up. We've got a really important pricing update for specific systems and consoles that you guys definitely love to buy. Almost 100 million units sold, am I right? But you know what? Today, we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to go ahead and jack the price up on you an inconceivable amount, even 6 years into the generation, usually when pricing of systems, in fact, goes down. But hey, we're not going to do that. We're going to go ahead and just jack the price up instead. The problem, though, is this isn't a $10 price increase or a $20 one or even a $50 one. No. When you see the pricing of these systems and what PlayStation increased the price to, it's going to make your head spin and really put into perspective what's going to be happening for next gen and how it's going to possibly be impacting the Steam machine on top of this. Yes, it's still going to be connected to Steam and Valve as well. I'm a PC gamer. What else am I going to talk about? The PlayStation blog post says this: new price changes for PS5, PS5 Pro, and PlayStation Remote Player. Prices effective starting April 2nd, 2026. With the post saying this: with continued pressures in the global economic landscape, we've made the decision to increase the prices of PS5, PS5 Pro, and PlayStation Portal Remote Player globally. We know that price changes impact our community, and after careful evaluation, we found this was a necessary step to ensure we can continue delivering innovative, high-quality gaming experiences to players worldwide. The updated recommended retail price for PS5 consoles are effective starting April 2nd, 2026 as follows. For all other territories, please check with your local retailer or direct.playstation.com where it's available. In the United States, the PlayStation 5 is now $649. The digital edition is $599. The PlayStation 5 Pro is $899. For the UK folks, the PS5 is 569 British pounds sterling, the PS5 digital is 519 British pounds sterling, and the PS5 Pro is 789 British pounds sterling. For my EU boys, shout out to you guys. The PS5 is €649. The PS5 digital is €599. The PS5 Pro is €899. Oh boy. Oh, you know what we're seeing right now? A $150 price increase for the PlayStation 5 Pro. Remember, don't forget that it was the best deal in gaming for the most power to performance by all the fanboys a couple of weeks back. Remember that?
Get yourself a PS5 Pro. It's better than a $1,000 PC.
Well, now it basically costs almost as much as a $1,000 PC, especially when you add the disc tray and also paying for online as well. Congratulations, my boys. You played yourself. You guys truly thought this company or these people or these corporations would have your back to keep the prices down when everybody's been telling you what is in fact going to happen, when I've told everybody what is in fact going to happen. Yet for some reason, so few actually listen to me. And this is going to be impacting everyone. The fact that PlayStation even went around to go so far as to try and do a sale in Japan just a few weeks back and then turn around and raise the price back in Japan because they were losing their entire home base to Nintendo. And now they can't point this at all. We've had rumors from other YouTubers and other people saying that PlayStation and Sony have gobs and gobs of RAM sitting in the back end that they wouldn't be increasing the price. Yet here we are dealing with those little ramifications of what the industry is in fact doing right now. And the problem is it's going to get worse. If you're seeing a $900 PS5 Pro right now, that tells me one thing and one thing only. Next generation is going to be a doozy. I can clearly expect or even possibly see a $1,000 PlayStation 6. People thought the next Project Helix from Xbox is going to be expensive. Honey, you've got a big storm coming. Everything is going to be overly expensive next generation. And you know what? Shout out to everybody who is saying dumb shit like gaming is a luxury hobby. Well, now nobody's going to be able to get to play video games at all whatsoever. This is absolutely ridiculous. We clearly can see what is happening to the industry. I've been cataloging what's been happening, and people truly thought that these things were not going to be impacting anybody whatsoever. Hell, remember this fantastic banger tweet? Here was Jamie's act back in January saying this: PC gamers being priced out is justice. Your knowledge starts and ends with cable management and fan speeds. Real work needs those chips. Buy a PlayStation. Stop hoarding hardware. You're not a pro, you're just a gamer. Yes, get a PlayStation. You don't need anything else. And then also watching this tweet get community noted was even better. And this isn't the first time this kind of thing has been showing up. We've been seeing actual morons online either go ahead and try to defend price increases or even try to defend this company overall. Hell, even in the comment section of this blog post, people are not angry about what PlayStation is doing. They're actually trying to cope themselves into why they're doing it. Eddie Filio says this: that's why tentpole exclusives, platform enabler titles are important with console prices going up and not lowering over time like last generation. There needs to be a point of differentiation for people to buy PlayStation hardware. My brother in Christ, that was on the PlayStation blog. That's literally from their own PlayStation account. Instead of saying, hey, Sony, what the f are you doing right now? They're saying, oh no, what you gotta do, you guys, is get more exclusives so that way people will buy the $1,000 console. No, that's not what's supposed to happen. What's supposed to happen is that we shouldn't be dealing with these price increases. We should be having these companies go through and say, hold on, let's pause manufacturing. Let's slow things down. Let's pull things back. Let's not raise the price on the customer. Let's renegotiate long-term agreements. No, instead, we got idiots online literally not saying anything about the price increase, but now literally excited and talking about exclusivity on their platform. I'll tell you this right now. If consoles hit $900, $1,000 in the next couple of years, well, they're already hitting 900, my bad. My bad. I guess buying a PC right now isn't that bad when you really think about it. Starforge Systems, link in the pinned comment down below. Support your boy. Get yourself a PC. Then we're going to be seeing things move into a different stage. A lot of people excited that PlayStation is removing their games from PC are going to be really shocked when nobody is buying a next generation console and PlayStation still has to move that software and those services to you every single time. And they're going to be putting those games on multiple platforms and charging you more for it. This is honestly absurd, and it's going to keep happening over and over again. But you know what's really funny? I can honestly jinx this right now. It's happening today on a Friday for the price increase for the PS5. I could absolutely see Microsoft later on today or even tomorrow announcing a price increase for the Xbox consoles again. The stepping on a rake truly knows no bounds in this industry. But the thing is, it's not all gloom and doom. Apparently, things may in fact be changing in the AI space or even for hardware overall. Check this out. According to PC Gamer, Google says its new algorithm reduces AI memory overhead by 6 times, which could be good news for the RAM-pocalypse, but bad news for Micron and co. Financelot on Twitter also says this: DRAM prices have begun rolling over. Micron's earnings in the last 7 days will be the largest in its history, but guidance could disappoint. This may be the start of the AI bubble imploding like the dot-com bubble in 2000. Now, this is just speculation, but it could be a good sign overall of what could be happening right now. If more companies become more efficient with their AI algorithms and models, this could push a lot of the actual DRAM manufacturers to start reducing their prices and even fixing on production. The problem, though, is Sam Altman still has 40% of all the global DRAM supply in his possession that is completely unprocessed. So even with this entire upgrade in the algorithm, it doesn't mean things are going to go back down to normal anytime soon. In fact, it could still get worse overall in the next couple of years. And that's exactly why I'm incredibly concerned about not only technology, but also the Steam machine as well. With the PS5 Pro costing $900 and the PS5 now being $650, we are not seeing consoles and technology decrease in price over time. These consoles are 6 years old on the standard base model. And instead of those consoles being a cheaper price overall, we're now seeing them increase in price instead. And that's a big concern. My guess right now is the Steam machine may in fact hit $749 on its launch day, and that would be the more conservative approach for what that system could possibly cost. And this kind of thing should concern everybody. The more expensive things get, the worse it's going to be to have actual ownership in video games. You're going to have a harder time trying to buy games, trying to buy hardware and power and any sort of actual compute performance on your own dime. Instead, they're going to go ahead and try and force you into their online streaming services. These consoles, these PCs, these systems, they all cost research and development. They all cost components. They all require long-term agreements. And it's easier to buy servers than it is to buy actual APUs for manufacturing from places like TSMC and other places as well, and then shipping them into a box and then sending them across overseas or anything else for you to purchase. Those are all price increases that everybody is dealing with. Instead, though, they'll just funnel you into their online streaming service instead. Remember, I've talked about the platform wars, and in fact, they're going to be coming quicker than you actually think. And that's truly why I'm incredibly concerned about this. Even though the price increases suck, and yeah, it's all based on what's been happening right now in tech, the thing is these companies want this to happen. They want to push you into those subscription service models. That way they can afford to pay less, go ahead and get more money out of you, and then give you nothing at all. Hell, Amazon CEO even said it himself. Going around and having local computing power doesn't matter for you. It's better if it's centralized instead. Wouldn't it be more affordable that way? Wouldn't it be better better for you overall? No, because they're removing any sense of ownership whatsoever. And next gen is going to be incredibly crazy when you think about it from that perspective. Prices are going to increase and skyrocket. People aren't going to be able to afford anything, and you're going to be owning nothing and being happy. Of course, I'm being incredibly facetious about that entire thing as well. But Paris Lily on Twitter says this: being cheaper than building a PC isn't the point. Consoles are supposed to be the affordable option for gaming, and we are watching in real time people being priced out of the hobby. What's going to happen is most will keep the hardware they have and not upgrade. So get ready for cross-gen to last a very long time. Absolutely. The people who are complaining about all the dudes sitting on PlayStation 4s still to this day really have no clue what they were in fact talking about. We're going to be seeing cross-gen impact every single person. We're going to be seeing every company move into a service-based platform and streaming service rather than going around and selling you the hardware in the classic space that we saw in the 90s and 2000s. That entire era is going to be brushed aside into lack of ownership overall. And that's why I'm so incredibly gung-ho about the Steam machine. If it's priced properly, if it's set at a good price like $700 or even $750, it could be a better entry point into gaming overall and actually owning your own hardware and even owning your games. Yes, I know people are going to say, but Alex, Steam sells you the license, they don't sell you the game. The thing is, you're on a PC, a Linux-based PC, hopefully a Linux-based PC that doesn't require actual ID to be using the operating system. And if that's the case, that would actually be the only ownership you're going to be having, buying games on GOG, having actual piracy. And people that called me crazy are now trying to understand that maybe the guy with the tinfoil hat on the entire time was right about the whole thing. I'm incredibly concerned about the future. I think this is the first step of what we're going to be seeing with consoles being priced out, with PC components increasing in price as well, especially with what Nvidia and AMD are doing on top of that in their own GPU industry, and it impacts everybody across the board. We were the canary in the coal mine as PC gamers, and we were telling you, get ready, it's going to get bad. Some people listened, some didn't, and those that didn't, you woke up with a surprise today, and those that did, you got ready and you got prepared. But the problem is it's going to get even worse. We're going to see next gen hit $1,000 plus. We're going to see so many other ways that companies are going to extract money from you every single time and not go ahead and take a loss on something or anything in order to go through and get more users in their base. What they'll do instead is give you nothing, charge you for the service every month, and stream it to you, because that way it'll be cheaper, and then shove it full of ads as well. I hate to say I told you so, but let's be honest. I told you so. And hopefully Valve will come out and provide the Steam machine at a better price than what we're seeing right now. Hell, if it was $650, I'd snap that thing up in no time, especially with what's been happening. If you're going to be upgrading your PC, now's the time to probably do it. Hell, you should have been doing it about 6 months ago if you ask me. And the thing is, it's going to get even worse. I can see a price increase on the actual PSN service. I can see a price increase on games as well. It's going to get astronomically insane to afford video games. And I think people are going to do one of two things: either stick forward and move with the platform overall, or retreat back into retro gaming. And I think you're going to see a big split and combination of that as well. This is going to be an insane ride of what's going to be happening in the gaming and tech space, and I will be here to talk about it practically every single day. So if you want to see more of this kind of content though, more PC port reviews, gaming news, Steam Deck videos, fanboy content, and even live streams, subscribe to the channel. If you want Discord access or emotes during those live streams, become a YouTube member. It's as low as $1. Look, if you don't want to spend the buck, don't sweat it. Just come on down Saturday nights, 8:45 p.m. Eastern, live right here on the channel as I wear a banana suit and get insulted by about 800 people with TTS. Trust me, it's a hell of a show. You don't want to miss it. With all that being said though, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you have a great one, and I'll see you gooners next time. Peace!